This is a review demonstration for Lesson 3.3 Picture Notes. After you have accessed the document, please click on File and make a copy so that you can type in the document. Our first word from Lesson 3.3 is olive branch petition. Scrolling through the text, I find this term on the 8th page of the text. King George III rejects peace. After much debate, the delegates sent a petition to King George. In the olive branch petition, they declared their loyalty to the king and asked him to repeal the intolerable acts. King George III was furious when he heard about the petition. The colonists, he raged, were trying to begin a war for the purpose of establishing an independent empire. The king vowed to bring the rebels to justice. He ordered 20,000 more troops to the colonies to crush the revolt. In our document, and using what we have read, we could define the olive branch petition as the colonists' effort to declare their loyalty to the king and ask him to repeal the intolerable acts Using it in a sentence, based on what I have read, I could say, King George III was furious about the olive branch petition. Finding a picture or graphic, my picture is inserted into the cell. The next term is Green Mountain Boys. This is also on the 8th page of the reading. Vermont rebels gain a route to Canada. Ethan Allen, a Vermont blacksmith, did not wait for Congress to act. Allen decided to lead a band of Vermonters, known as the Green Mountain Boys, in a surprise attack on Fort Ticonderoga, located at the southern tip of Lake Champlain. Allen knew that the fort held cannons that the colonists could use, and its strategic location would help colonists control the region. In early May, the Green Mountain Boys crept quietly through the morning mist to Fort Ticonderoga. They quickly overpowered the guard on duty and entered the fort. Allen rushed to the room where the British commander slept. "Come out, you old rat," he shouted. The commander demanded to know by whose authority Allen acted. "In the name of the great Jehovah and the Continental Congress," Allen replied. The British commander surrendered Fort Ticonderoga. With the fort, the Green Mountain Boys won a valuable supply of cannons and gunpowder. Allen's success also gave Americans control of a key route into Canada. To define the term Green Mountain Boys, I could say a band of Vermonters who led a surprise attack and victory at Fort Ticonderoga. using this term in a sentence, I could say that the Green Mountain Boys were led by Ethan Allen. Take a moment here to remember, we need to make sure we're highlighting the terms so that they catch our attention. Whoops. And for a picture, just doing a simple search. Probably need to include the term American Revolution. Here's a picture of the Battle of Fort Ticonderoga. The next term, Continental Army, is found on page 9. George Washington takes command. In the meantime, the Second Continental Congress had to decide what to do about the makeshift army gathering around Boston. In June, delegates took the bold step of setting up the Continental Army. They appointed George Washington of Virginia as commander. So Continental Army can be defined as the army of colonists fighting against Great Britain. Using what I have read in a sentence, George Washington is named commander of the Continental Army. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm highlighting so it draws attention. And then finding a picture. The final term that we will do together is patriot. This is on page 9 into page 10 of the reading. Opposing sides at war. The colonists who favored war against Britain called themselves patriots. They thought British rule was harsh and unjust. About 1/3 of the colonists were patriots, 1/3 sided with the British, and 1/3 did not take sides. We can define patriot as colonists who wanted war and independence from Great Britain. Using what I have read to make a sentence, I could say patriots thought British laws and taxes were unjust. This concludes the video recap from Lesson 3.3 Picture Notes.